Dave here, how are you? How often do you have this mess under a garden tap? And you've got a cup in your hand or a beer and you need to put one of these nozzles or a sprinkler on the end of a hose and get about watering the garden. What do you do with this? Put it on the ground, wait for the dog to come and drink it. Also down on your knees, you might be going to go out. You know, it ticks me off. I would much rather have a shelf up here that I could put my cup on and have all my fittings up here so I don't have to muck around and get down on the ground there. I've worked out an answer for it and it's going to have a little bit of an interesting twist on how to make it. I don't want it to look like it's being supported by anything. I just want it to be floating there without any visual means of support and to blend in with the building as much as possible. And it can do that. Now I'm going to make it all out of a piece of treated pine, but we're going to have some fun doing it. So I'm going to be going through all sorts of different processes. So stick with me. Here we go. I need to cut these to length now. I've ripped them, I've ripped an angle on them. I'm going to do some kind of a French cleat doubled over, very salubrious kind of a joint here, but wait till we get to that. It's not really a French cleat. Now you also notice I have a dust hose here, and it does work. It's connected into a little box at the back here which picks up all of the overhead dust coming from the saw on that side. I've changed the blade from the rip blade to the crosscut. Like so. Now if I line this up with this area here, that's where the blade is cutting. Until it touches there, make sure that's good. Unlock it. This is a little trick. You hold the other side like so, and that'll stop it moving around. This end here. I'm going to glue these two together as the female and these two together as the male part of the join. This section is going to get mounted to the wall. This section will get pocket hole screwed into there. It's not a very hard job, but it's going to make it look really nice and be nice and stiff. And I can scribe this section to the weatherboard so it doesn't pull the joint open. I'll get to that in a minute, but the first thing to do is we're going to glue it. So I'll open it up so that we have the two sections to be glued. I'm using type 1-3. We'll give it a liberal amount. And I'm also going to use a big chunk of Jarrah here, glasses on, to assist in the gluing process. Excellent. So I shall put that one on that one at the moment, and they can sit there waiting. Over there, out of the way. Done. See that? Lovely. I'm going to fold it over the back. Pull this out on here. Get it close to the edge there. And right on it there. Done. Not the best blue taping in the world, but it's going to be fine. This can go on top of it. And then these two are going to go on this side. Still have a bit of movement happening, that's fine. they're going to pull up against it. And the good thing about this piece of jarrah is that it's not wider than the timber I'm clamping. Bring it out, up to the spine, give it a bit of a touch. Way. I'm going to do something a little bit unorthodox. I've got the Craig drill, which is a stepped drill bit, in the drill press, and I'm going to drill through to put these blue coat screws in. Now, obviously, I don't want to have it all that distance back there. I want to bring the blue coat screws down as far as I can to maintain a good purchase into the weatherboards. I don't really need to go into the studs. This shelf is not going to be supporting any massive weight. It's only a coffee cup and a couple of hose fittings. So I'm going to go into the weatherboard only. I'm going to use the 18mm speed bore because I want to drill down sufficient for the nozzles to fit in there, but also I want to have a small drain hole at the bottom. Because they have this section that tapers just here, that is going to be ideal to act as a drain, but it's also going to make the hole too small for a mud wasp to lay their babies in, because there's nothing worse than picking up a nozzle and having a mud wasp in there. The mud goes all the way into the sprinkler head and clogs it. So this is the way of stopping it. Set the depth. All right, now this part here, this little guy here is your depth set. So I'll go down to the depth that I want. Then all I do is rotate it until it hits the end of the travel. I'm going to go a little bit deeper because the fibers in the timber may swell. I need these to be able to sit proud of the wall. I don't want them over here because, you know, they're going to bump into the walls. Just as long as I kind of get it center line down this first section, it'll be good. So if I come in 100, 200, 300, 400, here we go. I'm going to use Mirok's little invention here. This is lovely. This is a little set out tool. I'm just going to set it at 40mm and scribe a line. Done. Check Mirok's YouTube channel out. I'll throw a link up there for you. Check. What could it be? That's where I'm after. And 20. That's the end. That's the other end. And this is where it's going. Now what that has done has given me a line, but it may not look like there's much of a difference on this line here, but it's huge. So I'm going to plane that off so that when I pull this together, we don't get this gap opening up in the joint. Remember, this is 2 pieces of wood. Actually, it's 4 in total, but this is going to be wonderful. We can see where it's going to go. This end, there, down so it's in line on the spot, and we shall screw it in there. Gotcha. And the last one. That's where it's going to go on. This is where setting it all up to start has really worked in my favour. Nothing along there. That's absolutely beautiful. That's strong. There we go. It's all finished. No visible mean of support underneath. The end here takes a hose. If I'm washing the car, I don't have to throw it down on the ground. I can just pop it back in that scabbard. My nozzles are all here. I can use as I wish. I'm not going to get any insects, mud wasps, building their homes in the end there, putting their babies in there. They just pop back in there. A sprinkler fits in there easily. my coffee cup, or if I've got a beer, straight on the end. This is going to save me so much grief. I love it. You might think this is a bit strange of me, but I love this. I'm going to paint it the same color as the wall. It is treated pine, so it's not going to be affected if I don't get that done in a hurry, because you know what it's like. All best intentions. So there you go. What do you think? A lovely little project, very easy for anyone to do. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. Keep on coming back. Click the little face down there to subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.